Red Dead Redemption 2. The greatest game of all time to many. A story set in 1899, the final days of the American frontier. The age of outlaws is coming to an end. Lawmen, government, and industry are taking over. The world is changing fast. And those who live outside the law, they're being hunted down one by one. In the middle of it all, the Van der Linde gang. Once a family. Now, just trying to survive. This is the story of Arthur Morgan. A man caught between loyalty, survival, and redemption. In this video, we're going to explain the full story of RDR2, but before we start, let me introduce our story character. Dutch Van der Linde. Leader of the gang. Arthur Morgan. Dutch's right-hand man, main protagonist. Hosea Matthews. Co-founder, strategist, elder advisor. John Marston. Outlaw, later protagonist of RDR1. Abigail Roberts. John's partner, Jack's mother. Jack Marston. Son of John and Abigail. Micah Bell. Outlaw, becomes a traitor rat. Javier Escuela. Gunman, loyal to Dutch. Bill Williamson. Ex-soldier, loyal muscle. Charles Smith. Tracker and warrior, one of the most moral. Lenny Summers. Young outlaw, intelligent and brave. Sean McGuire. Irish outlaw, comic relief. Sadie Adler. Widow turned outlaw, fierce fighter. Leopold Strauss. Moneylender and debt collector. Susan Grimshaw. Camp manager, enforcer of discipline. Tilly Jackson. Young woman, former gang member's daughter. Pearson. Camp cook, ex-Navy. Uncle. Lazy drunk, comic relief. Reverend Swanson. Preacher, recovering alcoholic. Josiah Trelawney. Conman, fancy, part-time gang associate. Karen Jones. Grifter, flirtatious and tough. Mary Beth Gaskill. Pickpocket, kind-hearted. Molly O'Shea, Dutch's lover, until her tragic end. Simon Pearson. Camp cook, former naval officer. Kieran Duffy. Former O'Driscoll, joins the gang briefly. Now you know our story characters, let's start out story. Chapter 1. The Van der Linde gang is on the run. A robbery in Blackwater forced them to leave behind the money and run into the snowy mountains of the north. Cold, starving, and wounded, this is where their story begins. With several members missing and some already dead, including Jenny and Davy, Dutch decides the gang needs shelter. They take rest in an abandoned mining town called Coulter. Dutch tells the group to turn it into a temporary camp. Arthur Morgan and Dutch head out in search of food and supplies. Along the way, they run into Micah Bell, one of the gang's newest members. Micah leads them to a nearby house where a group appears to be having a party. They approach for help, but the people inside open fire. After a short gunfight, Dutch realizes these men are O'Driscolls, rivals of the gang. Arthur captures one of them hiding in the barn and learns that Colm O'Driscoll is nearby, planning to rob a train. They gather supplies and, during the search, Micah finds a woman hiding, Sadie Adler. Her husband was murdered by the O'Driscolls. The gang rescues her and brings her back to camp. The next day, Arthur and Javier set out to find John Marston, who went missing during the storm. They track him through the snow and find him badly injured by some wolves. They bring him back to safety. With the O'Driscoll location now known, the gang launches an attack. They kill several of Colm's men and steal the plans for the train robbery he was planning. And Arthur captures one of their men named Kyron Duffy then. Dutch decides to rob the train before the O'Driscolls can because they need money to move east. The gang sets dynamite on the tracks, but the dynamite fails, and they have to jump on. They fight their way through and manage to rob the train, which turns out to be owned by Leviticus Cornwall, a powerful industrialist. Now wanted even more than before, the gang moves east to lay low. Hosea suggests a new camp location, a place called Horseshoe Overlook. Chapter 1 ends. Chapter 2, Horseshoe Overlook. After escaping the blizzards of the mountains, the Van der Linde gang settles at a new camp, Horseshoe Overlook. The weather is lighter. The weather is better. For a moment, things seem calm. The nearby town of Valentine offers the gang a place. They had fun there. The gang begins to feel like a family again. But beneath the surface, tension is growing. Arthur Morgan starts working for Leopold Strauss, collecting debts. One debtor, Thomas Downs, is clearly sick, but Arthur beats him anyway. That decision will come back later. The gang also reconnects with Josiah Trelawney, a conman and old friend. He brings news: Sean Maguire, who had gone missing after Blackwater, is alive, being held by bounty hunters near Blackwater. Arthur, Charles, and Javier launch a rescue mission after a great gunfight with bounty hunters, and gets Sean back. They return to camp, and the gang celebrates his return with a party. For a brief moment, there's peace. But Dutch is already thinking about the next move. John begins planning a major robbery, a train belonging to Leviticus Cornwall. Arthur and John take the lead. They steal an oil wagon and use it to block the tracks. The robbery is rough, but successful. The gang gets the money and escapes. However, Cornwall takes this as a direct attack. He shows up in Valentine, confronts Dutch, and demands justice. It turns into a gunfight, and the gang is forced to flee town. One quiet day, Arthur takes Jack Marston fishing. They're approached by two men, Agent Milton and Agent Ross, from the Pinkerton Detective Agency. They offer Arthur a deal, turn in Dutch, and walk free. Arthur refuses. He tells Dutch what happened, but Dutch brushes it off. Later, the gang hears that Micah Bell has been arrested in the town of Strawberry. Dutch insists they rescue him. Arthur agrees, reluctantly. The rescue is messy. Micah kills several people during the escape, including a woman, burning down part of the town. With Cornwall angry and the Pinkertons getting closer, Dutch decides it's time to move the gang again, this time, down south. Chapter 2 ends. Chapter 3. After escaping the chaos in Valentine and another encounter with the Pinkertons, the Van der Linde gang sets up a new camp by the shores of Flat Iron Lake. This peaceful spot is called Clemens Point. For a brief moment, things feel good. The gang goes fishing, hunting, and bonding, almost like a real family again. But as always with Dutch, peace doesn't last long. Not far from the camp is the town of Rhodes, caught in the middle of a long feud between two rich families, the Greys and the Braithwaites. Dutch sees an opportunity and comes up with a plan: play both families against each other to make some quick money. The gang pretends to work with the Greys. Arthur and a few others even become fake deputies for a while. At the same time, they do dirty jobs for the Braithwaites, like robbing wagons and burning tobacco fields. Arthur also helps two young lovers, Beau Gray and Penelope Braithwaite, who want to be together despite their family's hatred. It's like a Western version of Romeo and Juliet. But this game of manipulation was never going to end well. Everything falls apart when the Greys set a trap. During a job in Rhodes, Sean Maguire is suddenly shot in the head. Just like that, he's gone. It's the first major death in the gang, and it hits hard. Arthur, Bill, and Micah barely escape the ambush. Then, it gets worse. The Braithwaites kidnap Jack Marston, John's young son. Dutch loses it. He's done playing games. The gang rides to Braithwaite Manor at night, guns loaded and ready for war.
Easy, John. We've come for the boy.
A huge gunfight breaks out. The gang kills nearly everyone inside. The once proud Braithwaite family is destroyed. Before setting fire to the mansion, they find out that Jack was taken to St. Denis and handed over to a powerful crime boss named Angelo Bronte. The gang leaves the burning manor behind and Agent Milton and Agent Ross from the Pinkertons show up again. They offer Dutch one last chance to surrender. He refuses, and moves to a new hideout, Shady Belle, an old abandoned mansion closer to the city. But the feeling is different now. The gang isn't celebrating anymore. Dutch is growing more violent. Trust is starting to crack. Before the chapter ends, and just like that, the story heads deeper into danger. The next stop, the city of St. Denis. Chapter 3 ends. Chapter 4. After escaping the chaos in Rhodes, the gang sets up a new camp at Shady Belle, an old abandoned plantation house near the city of St. Denis. It looks like an upgrade, big house, fancy rooms, close to the city. But it's just a false comfort. The gang is now deep in dangerous territory. The law is stronger here, and the city is filled with powerful people. Still, Dutch keeps chasing his dream, money, freedom, and a future he can't really explain. The search for Jack and deal with Bronte. Jack Marston, John's son, was taken by the Braithwaites and handed off to a rich city man named Angelo Bronte. Dutch, Arthur, and John head into St. Denis to find him. Bronte isn't just any criminal, he's powerful, respected, and untouchable. Dutch tries something new. Instead of fighting, he makes a deal. Bronte agrees to return Jack, but first, he wants a favor. Arthur and John are sent to deal with grave robbers in the city's cemetery. They complete the job, and Bronte keeps his word. Jack is safe and sound. To celebrate, Bronte invites Dutch and the gang to a fancy party with the city's mayor and elite. He says it could open the door to something big. As Dutch spends more time in the city, his behavior starts to shift. He becomes obsessed with power and respect, and he starts lying even to himself. His plans stop making sense. At the mayor's party, Dutch tries to act like one of the upper class, exactly the people he claims to hate. It's all for show. Bronte tells Dutch about a trolley station full of money. Dutch can't resist. Dutch, Arthur, and Lenny rob the trolley station, but it's a setup. The law is already waiting. They fight their way out of the city, barely escaping. Arthur realizes something serious. Dutch is being used, and worse, he doesn't seem to care. Dutch snaps. Furious at Bronte's betrayal, he kidnaps him with help from Arthur, Micah, and the others. In the swamps outside St. Denis, Dutch drowns Bronte and throws his body under a train.
Little maggot! Call them now! You call them!
It's not strategy. It's rage. Dutch doesn't care about consequences anymore. Arthur and John are horrified. This is not the man they once followed. Dutch's final plan for St. Denis is the bank, a huge score, meant to fund their escape and new life. But everything goes wrong. From so where the Pinkertons were ready again, they knew about this Robbie too, and while the Robbie Hosea is caught and executed in front of them by Agent Milton.
You can always cut a deal.
I've given you enough chances.
Come on. No! Oh, God damn it!
There's your deal, Dutch.
Hosea.
You battled hard, the war is won. You did your worst, you tried.
And Lenny is shot and killed while escaping.
He's dead. Oh, God, no. There's nothing we can do. We gotta keep moving.
And John is captured too. Arthur, Dutch, and the others flee through the rooftops and alleyways of the city.
How long we gonna stay here?
The gang is falling apart.
We go back to camp.
Dutch's plan has failed again.
Every last one
People
of
are
us.
dead.
I know they're gonna be
Trust
walking
is broken.
roads.
Out of options, Dutch forces the survivors to the docks. They sneak onto a cargo ship, hoping to escape the law and regroup. But fate has other plans. A massive storm hits at sea, and the ship sinks. Arthur is left clinging to a broken piece of wood, tossed by the waves, alone and lost. Chapter 5 starts right after the boat crash in St. Denis. Dutch, Arthur, Micah, Bill, and Javier wash up on a strange, tropical island called Garma, far from home and lost in the middle of nowhere. They don't know where they are or how to get back. Trapped in a foreign land. Garma isn't just any island, it's in the middle of a violent civil war. The gang gets captured by soldiers led by a brutal commander named Colonel Fusser. They are mistaken for rebels and taken prisoner. It's one of the lowest points for the gang. They're tired, injured, outnumbered, and completely cut off from the rest of their family back in America. The escape and the rebels. While in prison, the gang meets a local rebel fighter named Hercule Fontaine. He helps Arthur and the others escape. Now, to survive and hopefully get off the island, they decide to fight alongside the rebels against Colonel Fusser. Some of the major battles include fighting out of the sugar plantation, where the gang was forced to work like slaves. Attacking a military fort full of Fusser's men, taking over a lighthouse, where they send a signal to a passing ship for rescue. A huge final battle where Arthur uses a cannon to destroy enemy ships and defend the rebels' last stronghold. As the fighting continues, Dutch starts to lose control more and more. In one terrible moment, Dutch kills an innocent old woman just because he doesn't trust her. Arthur is shocked. This isn't the same Dutch who once stood for freedom and loyalty. He's now paranoid, violent, and angry, no longer thinking clearly. Meanwhile, Micah is always close to Dutch, feeding his paranoia, making things worse, and turning him against his own people. A ship back to America finally, after many battles, Hercule helps the gang capture a ship, and they sail back home. But when they return to America, they realize things are even worse than before. The rest of the gang, including Sadie, John, Abigail, Pearson, Uncle, and Charles, has moved to a new hideout deep in the swamps of Lacay. It's muddy, cold, and depressing. They're hiding there because the Pinkertons and the law are now hunting them more than ever. Chapter 6, The End. After returning from Garma, the gang is happy for a brief moment. But it doesn't last long. The Pinkertons attack again, this time with a full army. Arthur, Sadie, and Bill fight them off. After the attack, the gang moves to a new hideout near Ansburg. Things begin to fall apart. Dutch is no longer the man he once was. His mind is clouded, twisted by Micah's constant manipulation. Arthur meets Eagle Flies, the son of Rain's Fall, a native chief. Their tribe is at war with the government. Arthur helps them and introduces them to Dutch. Dutch agrees to help the tribe but secretly uses them for his own gain. One day at camp, Molly returns drunk and angry. She screams that she told Agent Milton and Ross about the St. Denis robbery. Dutch is furious. But before anything else can happen, Susan Grimshaw shoots Molly dead for her betrayal.
Okay.
Spit in your eye. I did. I told them.
I'm sorry.
I told them. I tell them again. Now I've got God's
You
ear.
told who what?
Mr. Milton and Mr. Ross about the bank robbery, and I wanted them to kill you.
You did what?
I loved you, you goddamn bastard. Go on, shoot me.
She ain't worth it. You told on me. You
you're not so
betrayed
big now,
me.
are you?
What? Calm down. Arthur? She's a fool. Get her out of here. You know the rules.
You're not so big now. Are we, Your Majesty?
You... Take her.
She knew the rules, Arthur. What the hell is wrong with you? Mr. Pearson, Mr. Williamson, get this body out of here and get it burnt.
Okay.
Now get back to work, all of you! Quit your lollygagging! Get back to work!
Later, while walking through St. Denis, Arthur suddenly collapses. Some townsfolk help him to a doctor. There, Arthur learns he has tuberculosis, a death sentence. He is shocked and terrified. But that moment changes him. From then on, Arthur tries to do good. He wants to make things right before his time runs out. Still, Dutch continues down a dark path. He confronts Leviticus Cornwall and demands a boat for escape. Cornwall refuses. Dutch doesn't hesitate. He shoots Cornwall dead in cold blood.
The only difference I can see is I choose whom I kill and rob, and you destroy everything in your path.
I've heard just about enough.
I'll tell you what, you give me this ship, $10,000 and safe passage out of here, I'll let you live.
I'll do no such thing.
You sure? Good. I prefer it this way. You lost your man! Noise, Arthur! No!
The gang escapes in chaos. Later, Abigail begs Arthur and Sadie to break John out of jail. They do it without Dutch's permission. Dutch is furious. Arthur begins to lose trust in him. As tensions rise, Dutch manipulates Eagle Flies into attacking government targets. The young warrior is arrested. Arthur and Charles break him out. Eagle Flies, now burning with rage, decides to attack the oil fields. He asks Dutch for help. Dutch agrees, but only for his own gain. Rain's Fall begs Arthur to stop his son. Arthur agrees and rides into battle with Charles, Sadie, and John, while Dutch and the rest of the gang follow their own plan. A massive fight breaks out at the oil fields. Arthur meets Dutch again during the chaos. Dutch asks Arthur to help grab some stashed money. Arthur agrees. But soon after, Arthur is captured by the law and almost killed. He pleads for Dutch's help, but Dutch betrays him and walks away.
I need help!
At that moment, Eagle Flies sacrifices himself to save Arthur. Arthur and Charles carry him back to Rains Fall. The boy dies in his father's arms. Back at camp, Arthur confronts Dutch. He begs him to let John and his family go. Dutch agrees, but only if Arthur helps with one final robbery. The gang robs a military train.
Freedom for no one in this
During the heist, John is shot. Dutch and Micah abandon him. Afterward, Arthur asks where John is. They tell him he was killed by the law. Arthur is heartbroken. On the way back, Tilly brings news: Abigail has been kidnapped by the Pinkertons. Dutch refuses to help her. So Arthur and Sadie go alone. They find Agent Milton. During the rescue, Arthur learns the truth: Micah was the rat, not Molly. Abigail shoots Milton, and they escape. Arthur returns to camp and tells everyone that Micah betrayed them.
There's a good man within you. But he is wrestling with a giant.
Really sorry for you, son. It's a hell of a thing.
I just saw Agent Milton, Dutch. Abigail shot him. She's okay. Not that you care too much about that. You rats. All of you. Seems old Micah was pretty close with Milton.
What the hell are you talking about, cowpoke?
You talked.
That's a goddamn lie.
Dutch.
Dutch, think of the future.
Milton told me.
And you believe him, Black Lung? You believe him?
It all makes sense now.
No, it damn well doesn't.
Dutch. Think.
Dutch, be practical now.
Dutch!
John?
You left me! You left me to die! My boy. I didn't have a choice. John, I didn't have a choice. Left me!
All of you, you pick your side now because this is over. All them years, Dutch, for this snake.
Oh, be quiet, cowpoke. Be quiet. You live in the clouds.
No, you be quiet.
But Dutch
Mr.
doesn't
Bell,
believe him.
And put down your
The gang splits. Chaos breaks out. The Pinkertons attack again. Micah shoots Susan Grimshaw dead. As everything collapses, Arthur helps John escape. On the way, Arthur's horse is fatally shot. Arthur says goodbye, heartbroken.
Give me a sec.
Come on! Push, Arthur!
Thank you.
Arthur!
They reach a mountain. Arthur, weak and sick, tells John to go be with his family.
Keep pushing, Arthur.
No. I think I've pushed all I can. Come on, you go.
We ain't got time for this, not now.
We ain't both gonna make it. Go. Now, I'll hold them off. It would mean a lot to me. Please. There ain't no more time for talk. Go.
Arthur.
Go to your family.
Arthur!
Get the hell out of here and be a goddamn man.
You're my brother.
I know. I know.
Arthur stays behind and fights off the Pinkertons alone. Then, Micah returns. A brutal fight begins.
You're right! I'm a survivor, Black Lung! A survivor! That's all there is! Living and dying!
Arthur is wounded. Dutch arrives, but does nothing.
It is over. Now. Arthur. It's over.
May the wind be at your back.
Dutch.
Good fortune touch your hand.
You know it, and I know it.
May the cards lay out astray.
I gave you all I had.
All from your command. That's the way it is.
Come on!
That's the way it is.
Come on, Dutch! Come on!
Shine light into darkness. Shine light into darkness.
He leaves them both behind. Arthur Morgan dies peacefully under the sunrise. Either way, Arthur Morgan's journey ends. Not as an outlaw, but as a man who found redemption. Time passes. It's year 1907. And now, John Marston steps into the spotlight. No longer an outlaw on the run, he's trying to live a quiet life. A new man. A father, a husband, a man chasing redemption. John now goes by a new name, Jim Milton. He, Abigail, and little Jack settle down on Pronghorn Ranch, working for a kind rancher named David Geddes. The world has changed. The guns are gone, and the past feels far away. At first, John struggles. He's not used to fences and farming. But he tries. He builds, hammers, herds cattle, all to make a better life for his family. Slowly, he begins to change. He becomes normal. Good. But trouble isn't far behind. The ranch gets attacked by a group of thugs, the Laramie Gang. They bully the workers, steal cattle, and burn barns. John stays quiet at first, hiding who he really is. But when they beat up a fellow ranch hand, Tom Dickens, John can't take it anymore. He straps on his old guns. He rides into town. And just like that, Jim Milton rides again. The music swells. The dust kicks up. And the cowboy is back. John storms into the Laramie camp. One by one, he takes them down. Gunfights, fistfights, and justice. The fire inside him reignites. This isn't about revenge, it's about doing what's right. When he returns to the ranch, the workers cheer. Even Mr. Geddes smiles. John has earned respect. Not as an outlaw, but as a protector. Abigail sees the change too. She's proud of him. For once, they have a home that feels real. John takes care of the ranch, protects the people, and raises his boy. But something is still missing. One day, John stands on the porch, staring at the horizon. He remembers Arthur. He remembers the promise. Arthur told him to build a life, to be better, to protect his family. And now, he's doing exactly that. The West may be changing, but John Marston is still here. He's just getting started. On the way back from town with supplies for the ranch, John and Jack are ambushed by two highway robbers. John swiftly takes cover and tells Jack to hide. John confronts the thieves. But they start shooting. John has to pick his gun and fight them back. Jack watches, terrified. John helps Jack up. Their hands tremble, but John stays calm. Back at the ranch house, Abigail, deeply upset, looks at John with hurt in her eyes. Abigail wants John to stop killing and live a normal life, but John can't change. She picks up Jack, for the moment. She walks away, raising Jack.
Mr. Pearson.
John Marston, you're such a pig!
John come at home and see emptiness and one letter from Abigail saying if John changs and make a good life, she will be back. John upset he has to do something. John heads to Blackwater to speak with Ansel Atherton at the bank. With support from David Geddes, who helped him, John secures a loan to purchase Beecher's Hope, the ranch he dreams of owning. Their John meet uncle who is alone and sick, so he stays with John. Next, he visits the land. All empty and dusty. After signing the papers, John buys the land and can finally call it his own. John rides out to Beecher's Hope with uncle, who decides to stay, whether John wants him or not. They arrive at an empty, run-down plot with a small shack. Together they begin work, tearing down, building up. Uncle complains constantly. John learns to ignore him with a smile. John and Uncle start doing some work for their work and the epilogue ends. Life on the ranch continues. John Marston, now a rancher, a father, a man trying his best, is finally settling into peace. But destiny isn't done with him yet. One day, in the saloon of Valentine, John runs into an old friend. Sadie Adler. She's different now. Tougher. Sharper. A bounty hunter making her name across the West. Later, with Uncle in tow, they travel to St. Denis, where they find another familiar face, Charles Smith, in the middle of a fighting competition, calm and strong as ever. Together again, the three brothers in arms head back to the land. Back at Beecher's Hope, Charles rolls up his sleeves. Together, John, Charles, and Uncle build the house. They gather tools, haul supplies, raise walls, and lay every nail with purpose. Day by day, the dream becomes real. And finally, Abigail and Jack return. A family reunited. They walk through the front door, smiling. Home. Life begins to feel normal again.
You doing all right, son?
Sure, Pop. Can I go see the house?
Sure.
He's loyal, dumb.
John and Sadie ride out to capture more bounties. With every job, John pays off the loan. The debt is shrinking, and the future feels closer than ever. One evening, John takes Abigail to Blackwater. They laugh, eat, enjoy the town, just like a couple in love again. At the dock, beneath the soft lights and gentle breeze, John pulls out Arthur's ring, the one he kept all these years. He kneels. And finally, he proposes.
You serious?
Abigail says yes. It's the moment they've both waited for. But peace never lasts long. One day, Sadie bursts through the ranch gates. I found him. I found Micah. The rat. The traitor who tore the gang apart. The man who betrayed Arthur. Abigail begs John to let it go. But John can't. This is about revenge and redemption. John, Sadie, and Charles head north into the snowy mountains. Gunfire. Ambushes. The trail to Micah is bloody and steep. Charles is wounded, too badly to continue. He stays behind. John and Sadie push forward, but she too is stabbed during the fight. She collapses, forcing John to go alone. John climbs the mountain, through snow and gunfire, hunting Micah's trail. Micah's men try to stop him, but John burns through them. And finally, at the top of the world, John finds him. Micah Rat. The final traitor. The killer of Arthur's dreams. A brutal gunfight breaks out. Then, Sadie returns, wounded but alive, and puts a gun to Micah's head. Drop it, rat. But then, From the shadows.
Hello, son. Mrs. Adler.
Hello, son.
Quite a while.
Dutch van der Linde steps out. Time freezes. Micah grabs Sadie, puts a gun to her head. John pleads with Dutch, reminds him of Arthur, reminds him of the truth. Dutch looks down. Silent. Thinking. Then,
Much to say, no more.
Dutch shoots Micah.
You shot me. You shot me pretty good.
John finishes it. A storm of bullets. Micah Bell is finally dead.
Thank you.
Dutch says nothing. He just walks away, quiet, broken, lost. John and Sadie stand in the snow. Arthur's revenge is complete. The weight lifted. Back home, the sun shines over Beecher's hope. John and Abigail officially married, with Jack smiling wide and Uncle cracking jokes. Sadie Adler rides south, chasing freedom in South America. Charles heads north, to Canada, for peace and solitude. And John. He stays. He builds fences. He watches the horizon. He holds his family tight. The outlaw is gone. What remains is a father. A husband. A man who kept his promise. Be better. To the border of New Austin. Where, years later, the events of Red Dead Redemption 1 will begin. But for now. Peace. End of Red Dead Redemption 2.